A lot of questions I get once you're in contract or you're the buyer or the seller is they hear something about a survey, but they don't understand what a survey is. Can you explain a little bit, what a survey is and why it's needed?
Okay, so a survey, we're talking about a plat of survey. It essentially lines up the diameter, the dimensions of the property you're purchasing, where the house is located, where the shed is located, where the garage, sidewalks, etc., fences. So it's very important as a buyer to have one. And typically most contracts provided that the seller has to provide one at their cost, unless it's a bank-owned property and they typically state no survey. And as a buyer, you then want to purchase your own. Why? Because there are instances that you may be thinking you're buying a property that's 1 acre and might be less. There are situations where people don't realize that there's 2 PIN numbers, 2 property tax ID numbers, and especially if it's a bank-owned property, the bank may have foreclosed only on 1 lot and not both of the lots. And the only way to know this, that for example, garage is located on both lots, is to have a survey. So it really protects you to make sure that everything is within boundary lines of the property. You know how much the size is. You're typically going to need it for permits, so it's always a good thing to have. Yes, is it possible to close without it? Yes, it is. However, you will not get the protection of a title company to state that everything's within property lines. It is not worth the cost savings of essentially $500 to $600 to not know what you're purchasing and dimensions that you're wanting to buy.
Do you have any examples of like something happening, with an REO or something where a survey was obtained and helped identify problems, or?
Yes, I had a client try to purchase a property with a nice garage. It was fully enclosed, fully fenced in, and the garage was a little bit off center. So we decided, hey, we need a survey. So we ordered a survey. My client says, do I really have to? I said, I strongly recommend it. He paid for the survey. We have the survey back and we realized that the garage was located on a different lot. The bank was only selling lot 1. The property should have been lot 1 and 2. We could only buy lot 1 because the bank only owned lot 1. And therefore, if we didn't have a survey, he would have purchased the property not knowing that the garage is located somewhere else. And he would have to deal with that with whoever was the owner at that point of the garage. But like I said, even a fence could be deceptive, and that's why we need the surveys.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I also had a family member who bought, and you actually stepped in at the end to help out, because there was something in the backyard where the house was fine, the first part of the yard was fine, then there was a piece of land that was not my family members, then behind it, it went back to being there. So that's not good. Something was filed wrong, and I know you got involved and helped them rectify it all. I think it took a year, but they were able to buy the property and then fix the issue, but only the survey identified that. So I can't even stress how important that was to correct a previously incorrected, plot of land that they did. They recorded it wrong, and somehow, you thankfully saved it. So surveys are super important. The lender will not always require it. Like, I do get a lot of calls saying, hey, do we need a survey? I don't need the survey to close, but we always say get it because of these type of issues, and or you're going to pay an endorsement anyway, which is expensive. For the extra few hundred she's saying it costs, you're more protected. And if you're ever going to do any improvements to the land yourself, you need it anyway. So that's a little bit about survey and how they can affect the transaction.
Remember, I'm here for all your mortgage needs. While I do renovation lending, I also do move-in ready. So if you're unsure whether you want to get a fixer-upper or a move-in ready, I can handle both. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more news, market updates, and opportunities to save money.